A year has passed, and Riley Anderson has just turned 13 and is about to enter high school. Joy and her other emotions, sadness, fear, anger, and disgust, have done a great job of building Riley's sense of self. Going through puberty, Riley undergoes numerous physical and emotional changes. Joy and the others are glad that Riley's personality hasn't changed despite the many changes, much to their relief. Not only are her memories helping sustain the different personality islands, but they have also helped build her beliefs in herself and others. She befriends shy Grace Haysier at school, who messes up during her show and tell. While everyone else laughs at her for spilling coins from her money jar, Riley goes up to help her because she firmly believes she is a good friend. Bree Young also walks up to help them, and the three became best friends since then. Together, they join the school's hockey club, where they catch the attention of Coach Roberts of the famous Fire Hawks team. Impressed by their solid teamwork, Coach Roberts invites them to the team's hockey camp over the weekend. Riley is excited as she has been a big fan of the Fire Hawks and is now getting the chance to make it to the team. Her parents talked to her later that night and were thrilled for her. Riley starts to overthink, worrying she'd screw it up at camp and not make it into the team, but her mom reassures her that she is doing great and that everything will work out. Later, Joy takes the memory of when Riley was sent to the penalty box and deems it to be unnecessary. She then uses a tube to toss bad memories to the back of her mind so it wouldn't weigh on her so much. The others agreed and checked her other memories to determine which they should throw out. Joy claims that they should keep the best and toss the rest. That said, Joy signals anger to keep the others for her long-term memories while she grabs a special orb from the belief system, which is the core of Riley's sense of self. Sadness grows curious and decides to accompany Joy, to which she agrees. As they get underground, Sadness finds multiple threads of belief born from special memories to create Riley's sense of self. That night, Joy and the others awake to an alarm on the emotion console that Riley is about to hit puberty. Panicked, Joy takes it out and tosses it to the back of Riley's mind. Just when she thought she had resolved it, a wrecking ball suddenly broke through the glass, which surprised everyone. Out of nowhere, a crew of mind workers take apart their emotion console just before installing an upgraded one. They quickly left when Riley woke up. Joy and the others try to help Riley, but with the upgraded console, she immediately overreacts to everything, whether she's too angry at something or sad about herself. On their way to camp, Riley gets excited to play with the Firehawks, who have been state champs every year. She gets pumped up to get the chance to play with her idol, Valentina Ortiz, the team's star player and youngest captain. Joy and the others find Bree and Grace's lack of enthusiasm weird. Suddenly, Disgust notices Bree's suspicious look and suspects she is hiding something. Grace starts to panic and blurts out that they're going to a different high school, much to Riley's shock. Riley struggles to come to terms with the shocking revelation while pretending to be okay with it. When she tries to go to Bree and Grace, Riley bumps into Val and starts spiraling out of control, unsure how to act around her. Suddenly, she casually breezed through the conversation, which shocked the others when the console turned orange. Out of nowhere, a newbie shows up and introduces herself as a new emotion, anxiety, together with envy, embarrassment, and boredom. Despite their sudden appearance, Joy convinces the others to give the new emotions a chance, claiming that every emotion is good for Riley. Val offers to show Riley around, but when she is about to call out to her friends, anxiety goes ahead and has Riley follow Val, abandoning her friends. Joy claims this weekend should be about spending every minute with her friends Grace and Bree, but anxiety claims this could determine the next 4 years of Riley's high school. Anxiety explains that everyone has their own job, and hers is to protect Riley from the things that she can't see. She claims she plans for the future, predicting and avoiding the worst-case scenarios. When they enter the locker room, Riley meets the rest of the Firehawks. When Val invites her to sit with them, Riley politely declines and meets with her friends. Riley, Grace, and Bree were so busy goofing around that they didn't notice Coach Roberts walk in, which she scolded them. Because of her actions, Coach Roberts also confiscated the team's phones, which made the others upset with her. Talk about making bad first impressions. Coach Roberts punishes the rest of the team with drills, who feels that Riley and her friends don't take this seriously. When she later overhears the others talking behind her back, Anxiety suggests Riley use her connection with Val to get the others to warm up to her, which works out well. When they split into teams, Riley was torn over, choosing her friends, or being on Val's team. Joy claims she should be with her friends, but Anxiety insists they need to think of the future and pick Val's team. When Riley hesitates, Joy claims that her sense of self won't let her abandon her friends. That said, Anxiety brazenly pulls out Riley's sense of self and throws it to the back of her mind, much to the others' shock. With her sense of self gone, Anxiety claims they will have to build her a new one. Joy and the others stop Anxiety from taking the memory of when she chose Val over her friends to the belief system. Believing that a change is needed, Anxiety orders Embarrassment to lock them up in a glass jar to be taken to the vault where Riley keeps her secrets. Trapped inside the jar, Joy and the others panic when Bluefy from Riley's favorite childhood show and Lance Slashblade from the heroic video game character Riley had a crush on when she was younger appear before them. When Lance fails to break the glass, Deep Dark Secret crushes the bottle with its hand. Insisting on breaking out, Bluefy suggests calling out to Pouchy for help, who gives them a dynamite to break the vault. The mine cops try to catch them, but end up trapped inside a vault in a series of unfortunate accidents. As soon as they got outside, Joy insisted that they needed to retrieve Riley's sense of self from the back of her mind. She is displeased when the others compare her to Anxiety, who always has a plan. Although Joy is confident she knows her way around, they quickly run into a dead end, which she claims has changed since the last time she and Sadness were there. Joy is surprised when she discovers that Riley is already up earlier than usual, and wonders what Anxiety and the others have her doing. Anxiety planned to have Riley get up early to practice as hard as possible to impress Coach and the others with her hockey skills. Val shows up and is impressed at Riley, who seems determined to improve herself. Anxiety and the others thought this would be an excellent opportunity to get to know Val deeper. When Joy and the others finally reach the stream of consciousness, Sadness claims that somebody has to be at the console to call them back. That said, they volunteer Sadness to climb up the tube back to headquarters and await Joy's signal to call them back. Anxiety pushes Riley into believing that if she's good at hockey, she will never be alone. Later, Val invites Riley to hang out with her friends, and she quickly gets awkward, unsure of how to impress the other girls. When the girls ask her what kind of bands she is into, Riley worries that her taste in bands wouldn't make her look cool. Instead, she sarcastically makes fun of Get Up and Glow, to which Bree and Grace disagree. Suddenly, the stream Joy and the others were on gets cut short when a wave of sarcasm hits. Later that night, Anxiety gets the rest worried about tomorrow's big day. Meanwhile, Joy and the others turned back when they couldn't get across the cliff. Joy gets briefly depressed when she doesn't know what to do despite the others looking up to her for all the answers, to which she admits she doesn't. The others cheer her up and reassure her that they have her back. They later arrive at Imagination Island, where they are horrified to discover that Anxiety is using the mind workers to come up with probable bad situations Riley would run into tomorrow. Disgust worries that Anxiety is using Riley's imagination against her, which in turn makes her restless and worried for the big day. That said, Joy and the others hijack one of the booths to create relaxing scenes so Riley can get some rest. Although initially hesitant, she eventually convinces others to agree with her, to which they then escape when the mind cops show up. Joy and the others run towards the parade of future careers and use one of the floats to escape into the air. Having broken up the imagination room, Anxiety and the others start panicking, unsure of what Coach Roberts thinks of Riley, so they decide to have her steal the coach's notebook. Hoping to derail their plan, Sadness steals Boredom's phone so she can use the console to stop Riley. Anxiety finds Sadness in the bedroom, hiding under the blanket. Sadness explains that this isn't who Riley is, but Anxiety insists that this is who she needs to be right now. They were later horrified to discover the coach's comment that Riley wasn't ready yet for the team. Anxiety orders a brainstorming to figure out a plan to impress the coach well enough to get Riley into the team. Joy destroys as many ideas as she can, worried that each would only hurt Riley. As they are caught in the eye of the storm, Fear suggests grabbing the most oversized light bulb they can find to escape the storm, much to Joy's disappointment. As they fall from the sky, Fear pulls out a parachute he has been hiding. Riley later dyes a strand of her hair red to fit in with the team, while Anxiety and the others devise a plan to score 3 goals to get Coach Roberts to reconsider her decision. To carry out their plan, Anxiety then hurries up with building Riley's corrupted sense of self, which turns the rest into the same rotten beliefs that Anxiety has been working on building. As Anxiety nearly finishes their version of Riley's sense of self, Joy and the others hurry up to find Riley's old sense of self tossed in the back of the mind. Although they finally recover it, Anxiety finishes the corrupted one but is horrified to discover that it ends with Riley believing she isn't good enough. Embarrassment helps Sadness to bring back the others, but before they can, Anxiety destroys the tube. With Pouchy's help, they cause an avalanche of bad memories, which they ride back to headquarters. Meanwhile, Riley hogs the pocket, trying to impress the coach by scoring goals herself, even if she has to steal them from her teammates. In her frustration, she even gets violent, knocking Grace out of the way when she tries to block her. The coach benches her inside the penalty box for her aggressive play, where she nervously breaks down, having been forced to realize that she isn't good enough. Joy quickly returns to headquarters to find Anxiety frantically losing control and creating a windstorm around the console, trying to control everything. This causes Riley to have an anxiety attack, which Bree and Grace notice and check on her. Unable to pull out the corrupted sense of self, Joy convinces Anxiety to let go of her version of Riley. Once she did, they could pull out Riley's sense of self and return her old one. Talking with Anxiety, Joy realizes that she was doing the same thing, choosing who she wants Riley to be. With the bad memories mixed in the belief system, Joy realizes that everything, whether good or bad, makes up who Riley is and builds her to become a better person. This creates an ever-changing sense of self built from all her experiences up to now. They then embraced it to accept who she was, which in turn calmed her down and broke the anxiety attack. Having reconciled with her friends, Riley looks up in relief, to which Joy then helps her enjoy the rest of the game, cherishing each moment. As the new school season begins, Riley eagerly awaits the coach's decision, and although she didn't make it, Riley is excited for the new school year, hopeful she will eventually make the team. Joy gets better at handling anxiety when she starts panicking, and Pouchy joins the group as Anger's sidekick. Riley keeps in touch with her friends Grace and Bree while also befriending Val and her team. Joy and the other emotions come to love this version of Riley through the good and bad and work together to make Riley the best version of herself. Thank you for watching. Check out these other videos and make sure to subscribe and tap the bell to be notified about our latest videos. See you next time.